Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will talk about shadow work. Before coming to the main point, I will explain a little bit about ego, shadow, and their connection. When we were, let's say, a baby, we all had a natural personality or innate talent, the part that we can show without trying to fake it. However, when we grow up, we encounter hard situations, meet people from all walks of life, and have gone through experience and trauma. We will develop the ego. In a nutshell, ego is everything that you identify yourself with. Shadow, on the other hand, is a part of yourself but falls out of the conscious. For many reasons, you repress it to the unconscious without your knowing. You are aware of the ego but know nothing about your shadow, although your friends and family may have known about it. For example, you think of yourself as an independent person who can overcome challenges without asking for help. Whenever you feel down, lost, tired, you try to ignore and repress these emotions. The dependent part will become your shadow. Shadow wants to be realized. Same as the ego, it has its own thought and behavior, trying to create a perfect image. You do all the tasks at work, even that are not your responsibility, or you said you want to be alone. However, when you are alone, you feel sad and lonely to such an extent that you crave for companies. You ask your friend to hang out, use Tinder, upload emotional posts on social media, and wait for others' response. And you don't understand why you did that. Maybe you don't even know what you just did. Ignoring the shadow cannot make it disappear. On the other hand, it can come back and take over the ego's control and guide you to the wrong destination. Shadow work's goal is to integrate the shadow, make yourself become whole, and control everything happens in your life consciously. However, if the shadow is invisible on the conscious, how can you be aware of it? Before, when people had not found the X-rays, the ultrasound scan, how did doctor diagnose patient's illness? They ask the patient's symptoms. Similarly, this will be the way to find your shadow. I will list below some symptoms. I learned this information after watching the workshop Shadow Work of the Diamond Net. You guys can come and check her videos. All complicated topics become very understandable after her explanation. 1. Goal. What you always desired for your whole life. Money, position, love, achievement, etc. For example, if you try so hard to be recognized by others, there might be a chance that you were ignored by your parents in the past. Second, behavior. What you always do in specific situations. Example, you tend to be quiet when it comes to arguments, or you get angry when somebody asks about your salary or your relationship. Defense mechanism. Your negative behavior you always do to comfort yourself in hard situations, like take drugs, get drunk, one night stand, or even worse, try to hurt yourself physically. Fourth, emotion. Angry, sad, nervous, insecure in a specific situation. Besides, shadow might come to you through dreams. For example, a person who doesn't want to stand out, always keeps silent in public, can have a dream related to being naked in front of people. In general, being naked represents a desire to be seen, to be recognized. In the next video, I will list some shadows we normally have. Firstly, behavior shadow, or the shadow related to behaviors. Overthinking, one who worries all the time. There are many reasons unconfident avoid to be present by thinking about the future or regretting the past. This behavior will be disguised by planning carefully for everything could happen. People-pleasing, one who push over, willing to sacrifice themselves for others. Procrastination, one who has many dreams but chase nothing. They avoid difficulty and failure. Self-blaming, one who sabotages themselves so no one can have a chance to hurt them. After self-blaming, they hope others will disagree by saying, "Oh no, it's not true. You are beautiful, smart, successful," etc. Blaming, one who is afraid of being noticed and avoids expressing opinions because they fear making mistakes and being humiliated. Rational, one who always suppresses themselves. They tend to think, "Oh, I shouldn't feel this. Oh, I shouldn't behave like that." Criticism, one who has a strong ego tends to criticize others or even themselves. Victim playing, blame others, refuse to admit their mistake. Addiction, whether the hobby is positive or not, when you get too addicted to something, you have a problem. Sex addiction, drug addiction, binge watching TV shows, workaholic, or having eating disorder, to name a few. Second, emotional shadow, or the shadow related to emotion. Low self-esteem, shame, always thinking that you are not good enough or you have problems. This type has a lot to do with past trauma. Indifferent, don't have any emotion. Deep down, this type of person is extremely afraid of being hurt, so they choose to turn off their emotions. Validation seeking, craves for love or doesn't believe in love. These two symptoms above might stem from your unmet need. No matter how much your parents care, they certainly cannot give you 100% what you want. For example, you want your parents to only care about you, but you are the middle child in a family with 3 siblings. Growing up, you might end up craving unconditional love, but don't really believe someone can love you. So in this part, I will talk about how I integrate the shadow. So in general, I will divide shadow work process into 3 phases. Phase 1. Facing. Find out the root of your shadow. To find out the reason, ask why. Here's an example. Your shadow is indifferent to everything. Why am I indifferent to everything? Because I am afraid to be disappointed. Why do I think I'll get disappointed? Because I'm scared that when I love someone or something, they will leave me. Why am I afraid of being left? Because my mom used to leave me when I was little. Ask lots of questions and look for the answers. Writing will make it easier for the answer to come. When it comes to shadow, there are some answers that you should find out. Firstly, time when the shadow was created. You can break it down to some detailed questions like how old was you, where were you, and who you were talking with. What topic were you guys discussing? How did you feel? What did you think? Second, shadow purpose. Even though I keep talking about the shadow's damage, keep in mind that shadow was formed to protect you. So ask yourself, why was it created? What situation did it want you to detach? What emotion or thought did it want you to turn off? Third, try to observe yourself in the present. In what kind of situation the shadow will control your consciousness? It could take a day, a week, or even the next few weeks to find the answers. Be patient. Phase 2. Integration. Step 1. Accept. After being aware of your shadow, accept it without judgment. For example, when you know that you are jealous of others, just accept and observe it. Even if you know the cause is your lack of confidence, you don't need to be confident right away. No need to tell yourself everyone has their own strength. We should be satisfied with what we have. These things cannot work at first, so just aware and accept it. Step 2. Heal. Today, you are not the person you were when the shadow created anymore. You are more mature. You learn lessons. You interact with people and have more experience. But you in the past are still stuck trying to control you, with the perception stops at that moment. So go back in time and heal the person you were. This step might require meditation. On YouTube, there are many videos about healing the inner child. However, it was not necessary that the shadow was created in childhood. It can happen anytime. So I will talk about my way when it comes to shadow work. Close your eyes and imagine yourself going back to the past time when you were hurt. Create a vivid situation if you can. The location or image in the past, other people if you have any. What do you see about your past self? What were you thinking? What did you feel? With your perception at this moment, what do your present self want to talk and explain to your past self? What would you tell the person who hurt you in the past? You might want to fight with that person, but it is not the purpose of healing. So love the intention here. And lastly, walk to the present. Phrase 3. Invite. Utter the two phrases above. Show your shadow to the outside world in the most healthy way. If you're jealous, tell others that you are jealous. If your shadow is aggressive and want to be the center of attention, feel free to express your feelings, thoughts, and opinions. If your shadow is violated, go to the gym in your free time to release energy. In the process, there will be times when you will lose your balance. I used to avoid conflicts, try to repress my emotions. When I first started to invite and integrate the aggressive shadow part, I argued with others a lot. There are unnecessary arguments, or when someone gave me good advice, I would try not to listen. So you have to integrate the shadow and evaluate your behavior at the same time. Don't be extreme, show your shadows in moderation. Inviting darkness into your life doesn't mean that you change from being independent to dependent and whining. You can be independent and still know how to ask for help from others in necessary cases. Don't let your shadow control you. Don't act and then cannot understand the reason why. Integrate the shadow, take back your power, and navigate your life to the destination you truly want.